Processor,
RAM,
memory,
screen size,
storage, budget,
resale value,
display,
flexibility.
For example, 2 by 8 gigabytes in a dual channel configuration.
This was all going in my mind while I was looking for a new laptop. After literally 2 weeks of research, reading reviews, and visiting every store I could find, I finally made a decision. Hi, I'm Ikra, and welcome to my space. If you have been following me on Instagram, you know I post quite a few reels. They are simple to edit, nothing too technical, but now I want to focus on long-term content, mainly for YouTube. So, on a random Saturday evening, when I tried editing a 30-second reel on my old Windows laptop, it turned out to be a nightmare. It kept crashing, freezing, even with plenty of memory and all the latest updates. That's when I decided it was the right time to switch to a new adventure and finally invest in a MacBook. Let's divide my search into 5 parts: the RAM, the resale value, the processing speed, the display, and finally, the budget. The RAM. Honestly, I have struggled quite a lot with memory in my previous laptops. I have been a long-time user of Dell and Windows laptop, but never got such promising processing speed. Even though I'm sticking to simple editing for now, I know in the coming years, I will likely work on more complex projects that will demand more RAM. So, my goal was to look for more than 8 GB. Let's do some calculations here. If I am buying 8 GB of RAM with whatever SSD memory, even lighter apps like Chrome can take around 1 GB to 2 GB. So technically, I am receiving around 5 to 6 GB of RAM. On top of that, if I am editing a 20 GB video on an editor like CapCut or Final Cut Pro, the system can quickly run out of RAM, which will lead to slower performance and slow speed, specifically dealing with large files or multitasking. So, on the safe side, I looked for no less than 16 GB or 24 GB. The resale value. It is really important to understand the resale or trade-in value before buying an Apple product because the market can significantly affect your decision. For example, the iPhone 15 released in 2023 can still fetch around $500 in trade-in value today, while the iPhone 13 released 2 years earlier might only get you around $250. Quite a difference, right? Therefore, I wasn't looking for anything older than the 2023 model. The processing speed. Processing speed, specifically for rendering and doing video editing, really matters a lot. I needed something that could ensure faster rendering times, smoother multitasking, and an overall more responsive experience. A couple of months ago in 2024, Apple introduced the M4 chip, the fastest chip in their lineup till now. It offers up to 20% better CPU performance compared to the M2 model, which were released back in 2022. Given these advancements, I really wanted a balance of power and efficiency, so my decision was to go for no less than the M2 chip. The display. The display is key for a smooth experience, specifically when working with high-resolution content. It can't be too big or too small, just enough to complement the frame and provide clear, crisp visuals. Since I work with 4K 30 FPS or 60 FPS footage, I needed a display that would accurately showcase that level of detail. But I also didn't want a screen so large and difficult to carry. I needed something portable, easy to carry around without breaking my back, but still large enough to give me that immersive, clear editing experience. And finally, the budget. This is the highlight, especially when making a significant investment like a MacBook. Since this was my first MacBook experience, I was looking for a model that offers great value without breaking my bank. While I wanted powerful performance for video editing and a high-quality display, I had to balance those needs with my budget. No need to overspend on features I wouldn't fully use, but still ensuring a great user experience. So, after all this, I made my decision. I went with the MacBook M3 Air 2024 model. This M3 MacBook Air has everything I could ever ask for: the price, the compatibility, and of course the experience. I went ahead and got it customized with 24 GB of RAM up from the base, which was 8 GB, to make sure I have ample memory for multitasking, whereas the storage remains the same at 256 GB, which I think is quite sufficient for my needs at the moment. The M3 provides quite enough power and efficiency, delivering up to 20% faster CPU performance than the M2 chip. In terms of price, I found the M3 model to offer the best value, especially knowing it's a 2024 product, but the resale value is still quite strong. While the M4 offers more extreme kind of power, it is designed for heavy tasks like pro-level video editing, 3D rendering, and AI-driven applications, which are highly complex and basically geared towards pro-level professionals. Not to mention, the M4 models were quite heavy as compared to the M3 model. It was kind of less portable and a bit difficult for everyday use. On the other hand, the 13-inch M3 MacBook Air is incredibly lightweight and perfect for daily tasks. It may add a little bit extra weight with the cover, but still super portable and definitely not breaking my back. Ultimately, the M3 provides the ideal balance of performance, price, and efficiency, making it a perfect choice for anyone looking to handle everything from everyday tasks to mid-range video editing and creative work without the overkill of the M4. As a long-time Dell Windows user, the first thing I did was adjust the trackpad settings, specifically enabling the natural scrolling. It is a bit complicated knowing the change in the keyboard keys like the command key and shift key, but for now, I'm still sticking to my old habit. But I know I will gradually start getting used to the MacBook's way of doing things. At this point, the only real downside I can think of, and this applies not just as MacBook Air, but to all MacBooks, is that you can't upgrade the unified memory after purchase. But at the same time, if I ever run into memory limitations, I can always trade in and upgrade to a new device. If you are still watching, thank you so much. It really means a lot to me. I believe choosing this MacBook Air as a beginner is the right decision for me, but I'd love to hear what you think. I'm always open to suggestions and your recommendations.